Good morning, children. Welcome to today's social class. Today, we are going to start a new lesson. That is from your politics, 7th chapter, understanding advertising. Very simple chapter. If you just read means you can understand this chapter. Okay. So, we can complete in this video this chapter and you read this chapter many times. Okay. And underline important points and understand it. In this video, I'm going to explain about building brands and brand values. What is brand? What is brand value? How it makes, and brand value and social value, and this advertising in democracy. All these things we can study from this chapter. Okay, so let us start our class. Understanding advertising. Today, we are surrounded by advertisements or ads as we call them. We watch these on television, listen to them on radio, see them on the streets and in newspapers and magazines. Even taxis and rickshaws carry advertisements on them. When we go to the cinemas, we see advertisements before the films begins and on the internet. They often pop up when we go into different websites. What do advertisements do? How do they attract our attention? Read more to this chapter and find out all these answers. Advertisements draw our attention to various products and describe them positively so that we become interested to buying them. Children, what is product? Product, this is refers to a thing or service that has been made for being sold in the market. Building brands and brand values. Have you ever heard of the word brand? What do you mean by brand? A brand, this is refers to a special identification or name that is associated with a product. Such identification is created through the process of advertising. Advertising is also about building brands. At a very basic level, branding means stamping a product with a particular name or a sign. This is done in order to differentiate it from other products in the market. Children, in the market there are various products. If you take one example that is about soap, the different soaps are available in market. So how you are identifying your soaps or your products? That is, we are influencing by advertisement. Okay, the consumer is confused because the different kinds of soap is available and maybe quality is same, but we are confused which soap we have to buy. So we go through advertisement and we are buying these products. Okay, so the consumer is confused because you cannot tell the difference between these different soaps. Okay, so how we are choosing our soap? Through influence of advertisements, we are choosing our own products. Okay, so what do you mean by consumer? This is refers to the person for whom the goods or products have been made and who pays money to buy and use them. Okay, who are buying products, that person is known as consumer. Okay, if you are going to market, you are buying any kinds of products, so that is known as consumer. Okay, so if I am consumer because I am going to buying in the market my own products, various products, so that is known as consumer. Okay, this is refers to the person from who the goods or products have been made and who pays money to buy and use them. In your textbook, there is given an example of dal, tops, taste dal, and about the key dal is one example is given, and about the soap also there is example is given. Just read it and understand it. Brand values and social values. Advertisements are an important part of our social and cultural life today. We watch advertisements, discuss them, and often judge people according to the brand products they use. Given that advertisements are such a powerful source of influence in our lives, We need to be able to understand the ways in which they work. As you see with the advertisements, they often target our personal emotions. By linking our personal emotions to products, advertisements tend to influence the way in which we value ourselves as persons. Often, several of our cricket's heroes and our favorite film stars also try and sell products to us through advertisement. We may feel tempted to buy these products because persons who we consider advertisements play a big role in our lives. We not only buy products based on them, but often having certain brands' products influence the way in which we think about ourselves, our friends, and our family. It is therefore important to know how advertisement works and understand what it does before we choose to buy the products that advertisements sell. We need to able to critically understand why they use particular images, the person's emotions, and they are appealing to, and the ways in which this affects how we think about ourselves when we use the products or are not able to buy it. So children, always advertisement influence our emotions. Okay, so if our favorites actors or actors coming through advertisements, we will buy all these things. Okay, so it is influence our emotions. Okay, through that we are buying various products. Okay, so if our favorite film actor wearing these kinds of dress means, so we will buy that brand dress. Okay, so that is very important. It is affects influence our emotions. Advertising and democracy. There are various ways in which advertising links to issues of equality in a democratic society. Advertising a product costs a lot of money. Usually, crores of rupees are spent advertising a brand. Producing and showing advertisement in the media is very expensive because there are so many advertisements in the market today. Companies have to show the advertisement again and again to have it stick in people's mind. What this often means is that only large companies can advertise. If you own a small business, you will not have the money to show your products on TV or national newspapers and magazines. So, persons who spelled pickles, seeds, and jams that they have made at home are not considered as fashionable as brand products. They often have to sell their products in weekly markets and neighborhood shops that you will read about the following unit. It also makes us believe that things that are packaged and have brand name are far better than things that do not come in packets. We forget that the quality of a product has a little to do with the packaging that comes in the. These shifts to packaged products negatively affect the sales of several small businesses, forcing people out of their livelihoods. In a democracy in which all people are equal and should be able to lead a life of dignity, advertising tends to promote a certain lack of respect for the poor. They are not the face we must often see in advertisements, and so we tend to dismiss their lives as worthless. Advertising, because it appeals to personal emotions, also tends to make people who cannot afford certain brands feel bad. They feel that they are unable to give their loved ones the best care that brand products appear to offer. Advertising, by focusing on the lives of the rich and famous, help us forget about issues of poverty, discrimination, and dignity, all of which are central to the functioning of equality in a democracy. More than just selling a product, advertisements tell us how we should live our lives, what we should aspire and dream for, how we should express our loves, what it means to be smart, successful and beautiful. As citizens, a democratic society, it is important for you to be aware of the strong influence that advertising has on our lives. By critically understanding what advertisements do, we can make better decisions about whether we wish to buy a product or not. Okay, children, let's wind up today's class. In this video, we discuss about advertising and branding, building brands and brand values. Okay, so building brands, it is because of the advertisements, a brand is become famous. Okay, so it become getting brand values, how it is because of the advertisements. Okay, and advertisements always influence our emotions, so we are buying all these things. Thank you to listening my class.